Hello and welcome to Raising Champions Academy YouTube channel. I'm Chin Udofe. I'm the founder of Raising Champions Academy. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to as many that subscribe to my channel. I don't take it for granted at all. Thank you for as many that click on the link and you come in to watch the video. I am grateful. And I also want to beg, if you're watching this, if you're coming into my channel for the first time, please do well to subscribe. Please do well to subscribe. Do well to subscribe. Do well to subscribe. I am literally begging. Thank you so much for subscribing so I can go on live. I can do my live sessions. I know you really want me to come live, right? Yes, so I need to do my programs live and I need your subscription. I need you to subscribe to my channel so I can go live. Thank you so much. So you can also go through the other videos that we have put up. I know it will definitely bless you. Yeah. So today we want to talk about something. The last video we talked about the foundation, having a solid foundation for our children, which is really important for them. So we use the example of a building. So you may want to just go back to that video so I don't get to start repeating what I've said in the other video. So for today, I want to talk about something important that we also need to begin to, put our children to, consider, to know. It's about the circle, power of circle. Who is in their circle? Yeah, so as parents, as caregivers, we need to teach our children, we need to lead them where they will be, so they will be able to build a circle, have friends that can, friends, meaningful friends, friends that can spur them into fulfilling purpose. A lot of parents will say, "Oh, I'm my child's friend." A lot of us we used to say that in error. A lot of parents still say that. So, mother and my child's friends. I don't even want to go into that. Hey, but you are not your child's friend. I am not my child's friend. Your child should have their friends. I should have my own friends, right? So that's not why I'm here, whether we're our children's friends. What I'm talking about is we need to build a circle. We need to teach our children on how to build the right kind of circle. Because the truth is, you see that foundation that we have laid in the house, at home, right? By the time they go out, so if they don't find the right kind of circle, it's going to destroy that foundation. Yes, so friendship is very, very important. While we are also careful that they shouldn't go with the wrong friends, we should also know that they also need friends. They need a circle. They need people. Yes, because the truth is our children cannot fulfill purpose. They need someone, just as we as the parents. You can't just stand up and say, "Oh, you are going to do it alone." Nobody fulfills purpose alone. All right, so even looking at the Bible in the book of Matthew chapter 4, reading from verse 18, when Jesus was ready to begin his earthly ministry, he was going around. As he was passing through the lake of Galilee, he called Peter and his brother and he asked them to come. So Jesus, that is Lord, that could even command things to be, command this, "Oh yeah, you stand, okay, this thing move, plate move by yourself," whatever it is he needs. He can say, "Oh, stone, go and get me bread, this go." But he knew he needed people. So that's like a pattern, an example that we need to also follow. So every one of us, we need that circle. We need someone. We can't do life alone. We can't fulfill purpose alone. So we need to also build that into our children. But most importantly, build them to build the right kind of friends. Why do they need that? They need people, friends that will stand together. Now, taking the story of Daniel and the other three Hebrew boys while they were in Babylon, they were in exile, but they were able to stand to make a decision because it was not one person. If it was one person, it would have been a bit difficult, right? But because they were four, and I believe that their friendship didn't just start in Babylon. They would have been friends when they were in their own place, in their own hometown. So I believe they've been friends. They have been working together, so it was easier for them to connect. And they were able to stand. They were able to stand to say, "Oh, me, I propose in my heart." Daniel was able to propose in his heart because he had three other friends that were also in line. So and if the guys were there and they are this they are opposites, you know. They are like, hi, your own is too much. It would have been hard for him to even take some decisions, but because they were all in tune, they were all together in spirit, in soul, in body, in decision, so it was easy for them to stand. So we need to let our children know, teach them in finding those friends. They need it to fulfill purpose. So why do they need the right kind of friends? They need the right kind of friends because the Bible says in the book of Second Corinthians, First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33, it says, don't be deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manners. So no matter what we have instilled with our children, once they go and get entangled into evil communication, it's going to corrupt everything. Once they begin to move with people that are not wise, they become destroyed. But when they move with the wise, it helps them to stay wise, to stay on purpose. You know, I've seen you know, I remember some time ago, someone, you know, a very close relative, he got admission into school. For the very first year, he had this roommate that was, you know, really burning for the Lord. And I could see this person, he was, you know, when he comes, you will see that, oh, this person is really, you know, serious for God and all and all. And suddenly in the next session, the next year, I think something happened. He was not together with that same person and joined with other set of friends. And you could see the drastic, there was just a change in the attitude, right? You could no longer see prayer, you could no longer see reading a Bible, or you could no longer see that seriousness for God and all. And that was when I knew that communication, friendship, circle, they're very, very powerful. They're very powerful. And you know, there was nothing like that anymore. So as much as we want to say, oh no, we don't want bad friends for our children should just stay. Just staying is also as dangerous as the bad friends. So it's better we guide them into having the right kind of friends. So like I shared, I think I've said, I was talking with a relative, a girl. She just finished secondary school, and you know, we're talking about, oh, you did well. What about your friends? I hope they also did well. Where are they going to school? And she just said, oh, I don't have a friend. I was like, hello, are you serious? 6 years in secondary school, you don't have a friend? You know, I knew where that was coming from. You know, we as parents were like, ah, don't have a friend. You're going to school, stay away from friends and all. As much as we want our children to stay away from bad friends, but we also need to let them know that they need friends, but they need the right kind of friends. So we also need to model it. They need to see us being also in the right circle so that they know and they see the result of our right circle, how he has poured us also into fulfilling purpose, so that they know that they also need it, right? So our children need to have friends. Our children should have friends. We are not our children's friends. So like I said, I'm not here to talk about that, but hey, you are not your child's friend. You are not your daughter's best friend. She needs her own best friend. She needs her own friends, but we need to guide them into having the right kind of friends. Why do they need it? They need it in fulfilling purpose. They need someone that will always watch their back. They need their age mates. It should be their age mate, not us. Like we know, you know, an age our children will get to. We will not know everything that they do. We will not know everything about them. It's not, it's just the way it is. When we were so growing up, our parents didn't know everything. We were telling our friends, but we will not tell our parents. So that's how it is. There are some things that we just want to discuss with our age mates. We just want to, you know, pour it out. They are just the people that can relate, right? So that's how it is. But we need to guide them into having the one that by the time they say those things is the one that will say, hey, this is the way we need to go. This is the right way. The friends like in the likes of our daughters, in the likes of Queen Esther, that will say, oh, if I perish, I perish, but I'm going to stand for God. So these are the kind of things in prayers, in counseling, in guidance, we need to guide our children in keeping the right kind of friends. They need it. It's going to spoil them. It's going to help them to fulfill purpose. It's going to, you know, move them to fulfill their purpose. They need their friends. So if there is nothing you have gotten from this video, I said as parents, one thing we would do in raising our children to be champions is helping them, guiding them in getting the right kind of circle. They need it to fulfill purpose. And remember, you know, relationship can destroy, can make them, or can also destroy them. So let's guide them to make that relationship, to keep that circle that would keep them, that will make them to become who God has ordained for them. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for clicking and for watching and for staying to the end of this video. Please, if you haven't subscribed, do well to subscribe and turn on your notification button so that when next a new video comes up, you will be the first to be notified. Stay blessed till I come your way next time. I'm Chine Udofia. God bless you.